Hello, YouTube friends. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet. Uh, this is one of those things I don't think a lot of people talk about in the fitness industry, especially now, and is the amount of overwhelming information that we have. Um, we're constantly being marketed to and shown products that help, promise that we're going to get, you know, strength in a short period of time or lose fat in a short period of time. Um, there is so much information out there, it becomes crippling for most people to find their way. And I just wanted to bring this to your attention that I feel the same way a lot of times when it comes to what I choose to do, how I pick and program things for clients. Obviously, it's a lot easier when I know someone for a specific time. Um, but I just want to let you know that there are times when I sit and stare at what I'm working on because there's so much information out there, and I have so much information in here that I want to pick something that'll really help this person or really help myself or whatever. And I literally get stuck, and it's like a record spinning around that I cannot choose what anything. So it's hard. It's almost like a stutter, like a brain stutter. And so the thing is, okay, what do I do? What can you do about this? It's basically anxious, anxiety of something. It feels like I've had too much caffeine, and I just can't make a decision. So the biggest thing we can do is stop. Stop right there when you're feeling that way. Inhale deep through your nose. Exhale. Tell yourself where you're at. You're right here. Now, you don't have to, you want to find the basics, okay? So we cannot go wrong when we utilize the basics, okay? So that could be training. So if I'm trying to get a better kettlebell workout, instead of following all these flows and all these things and crazy rep schemes, let's just go back and focus on our form, and then something's going to click. So maybe if you're going for strength, maybe 5 sets of 5 of cleans on each side, heavier. Maybe 5 sets of 5 presses. And then when you're doing these simple workouts, okay, just focus on them, the basics. So your hip hinges, lunges, carries, swings, squats, presses. Go there and then do them. Do them for a while. And then it might click to you that maybe your left doesn't feel the same as your right. And then we can start adding in things. So basically, you want to create the outline first, okay? Before, if this is a tattoo, you want to create the outline before you go crazy, okay? But I just want to let you know that I deal with this every day. And I get a new client online that wants this awesome workout, and I want to give them an awesome workout. And I feel like for my level of training, um, I should be able to boom right off the top of my head tell this person the best, the best thing. Hey, what's up, Jordan? Nice to talk to you again. But we, it's gonna happen. So whether you're on YouTube or Reddit, you're gonna have people telling you this is the best workout. No, this is the best workout. This is the best work. But here's the great thing about diet, nutrition, is everything out there. works for someone. Now, that someone might not be you, it might not be me. A low carb diet, a keto diet might work wonderful for this person. And guess what? They're going to try to sell that to you because it worked wonderful, because they have now the marketing power to show you that it works. Well, it might work great for them, but it might not work great for you. So, how do we do this? So, try to find something that appeals to your goal. Try to find something that will be sustainable. Sustainability is the key, and that's why the basics work so well, okay? Now, I'm not saying you should only swing, you should only press, things like that. But go back to the basics. Anytime you're running into struggling of thoughts of like trying to get better. So a little bit, like I was talking to a friend today online, um, um, about greasing the groove. I guess Pavel, likes to talk about that. Greasing the groove is awesome. People ask me how I got how I can snatch well. I don't want to sound like a jerk and say I can snatch incredibly, but people ask me how I can do it so well, or how their form isn't like mine. I have a 16-kilogram kettlebell at my other business, my flotation center. Okay, 16 kilograms. Now, when I snatch in competition, I use 28, 24, 28, 32. That's more, almost double that 16 that I practice. Now, I walk to the bathroom and I might do 5 snatches. You might think that 5 snatches is going to do anything. Now, what if I go to the bathroom 3 times, 4 times when I'm here? Each side, that's 20 snatches every single day, okay? This is why walking is so beneficial for us. Even if it's 5 minutes, it's going to start you on your wellness path. When people are getting into workouts, I follow it. I see it on Reddit. They ask me all the time. There's an ambulance coming. It's gonna be loud. I got a lot of questions here. Just doing a little bit just to get you started, the basics, you can always come back to them. That's the thing. You don't need to do a crazy, super high volume snatch workout every time you train, because what happens is that ends up wearing down your nervous system, your sympathetic nervous system. It starts to get repetitious strain in areas, the neck. You don't realize, but kettlebells have so much to do with your neck. Interesting, as Mark Wildman, Wildman posted something, a great, and I thought it was a great workout, not workout, but workout prep of neck priming. Okay, we do it a lot. We should all do it more. Anyway, check his channel. I know I'm referring people away from mine, but dude made a great neck prep mobility video. Okay, and I'm giving kudos for that, because there's simple things that we don't get to do all the time. I think he does a lot of good stuff. It's funny, I see people saying that he and I, or I and him, started their kettlebell thing. I love that, because people started it for me, like Steve Cotter, Mike Mahler, and all these people, Steve Maxwell. But anyway, let me get to these things. Basically, when I'm having this day where I can't write this program for this person, I just got to go back to the basics. And I'm always struggling with this, like, oh, they're going to get bored, or they're going to. Well, see, the thing is, boring sometimes, exercise sometimes has to be boring. It has to be, because the basics aren't flashy. They're not going to be Instagrammable. They're not going to be YouTube shares everywhere. And whoever's watching my channel, you know that that's not who I really am. Now, I appreciate our shares. It helps get us, it helps us, me, my business, keep making money for my family, doing what I love. So yeah, anything you guys can help. Keep watching, sharing, buying some stuff. That's great. But anyway, the basics might be boring, but go back to the basics. Nasal breathing. Focus on it. You want a really cool book? Check out James Nestor. It's called Breath, or it could be called Breathe. Anyway, it's great. It's about how breathing affects everything. We know this, but most people don't know how much. Okay. Anyway, let me get to some of these questions real quick. What time would you suggest do for a month? The basics? Um, uh, I mean, you could take a week and focus. Like, if your plan is all wild and a bunch of flows and complexes and stuff, like, my plans are very, they're based on the basics. Like, I do a lot of clean and jerk. I do a lot of regular jerk. I do a lot of presses. So basically, I do a lot of overhead work. I do a lot of squats. All the stuff in the last 8 weeks have been, well, 7 weeks now, has been kettlebell. I haven't touched anything else. My goal was to come up with a functional and goal-oriented, but at the same time intuitional muscle building workout with only kettlebells. Touching. Sorry, there was a phone call. But anyway, and I wanted to gain muscle in 8 weeks. Okay, so I only touched kettlebells and I ate to gain muscle. So that's going to be live in one more week. There's a lot of basics in there because the basics are when you can focus on lifting heavy and you can get more volume. No one is going to build a lot of muscle with a 26-pound kettlebell doing a whole lot of flips and juggling and flows and things like that you can't reproduce heavier without hurting yourself. Okay. I'm not saying those are bad things to do, but just they're not great for building muscle. The basics are great for building muscle. Let me get back on this. Yeah, you could take a month and reset yourself. You could take a week and reset yourself. Connor, thank you. Appreciate it. Just bought a kettlebell from Argos. It was a UK Walmart. They haven't made a mistake. It was cheap. I'm wanting to do simple and sinister. You're totally fine. You're not going to be dropping the kettlebell or anything like that. You're fine. Do simple and sinister. At some point, that's going to get incredibly boring for you, I believe. But then you can find some other programs. I just think there's so much lacking in there. It's very, very minimal, which is great. But if you're new to it, it can be S&S can be an incredible amount of repetitious strain. Cheap kettlebell is worth the same if you don't use it. Yeah, just use it every other day and you figure out. If you like kettlebells and you want to, okay, think about this. If I buy a brand new Maserati and I don't know how to drive my car, that car isn't going to be any better for me than a car a tenth of its price. So get the car, learn how to drive, and when you can drive well, then get a better equipment. Lifting shoes are not going to help you be a better kettlebell jerker if your mechanics are not right, okay? So think about that. Manage to get the IKFF trainer stuff organized. Okay, I want to make sure that I have a session to get people certified starting at the beginning of the month. It's just been so busy in my other business, and this is a time we've had to transition some things. Okay. Don't know what that means. That some slang. Anyway, what do you do when you feel burnout? You're just going through the motions, and with kettlebells, change it up and do barbell movement. I don't really like barbell because that barbell took me away. It messed up joints, and I see a lot of people with joints issues from doing barbell. Yeah, Jordan, get a kettlebell. Go to thekettlebelllocker.com. There's some discount codes for you. Kettlebells are very hard to find. Good ones are even harder to find. Let's see. Thank you everybody for talking, shooting messages. Like I said, it's totally natural to have some exercise, like to have some choice anxiety about getting some stuff. Like right now, like look, this is me. I'm doing this. People think I'm like a natural in front of the camera. not at all. I like to go off the top of my head. I don't like to write stuff down. I don't like to choreograph shit. I like to talk real, and read questions and answer. Um, so when I'm burnt out, I just go back to the basics with kettlebells, or I'm like, okay, how can I make this focus on my form a little bit better? Or I don't go into the internet and say, craziest kettlebell workout. What I want to do is find a person that knows a lot better than I do at coaching and see what their stuff is. I like to use analogies and help people find a different way, or maybe just go lighter, maybe on your volume. Maybe if you're burnout, I don't know what you're burnout from. It could be stress, and maybe find a different thing like to work on stress. Maybe yoga for a little bit. Um, Struggling to find perfect kettlebell press technique. It's not bad, but I feel like it could be better. Mine too. That's a thing. It usually can be better. Dennis Vasiliev is world-class kettlebell sport, and he's still perfecting his form. He's still focusing on his form, and he gets better and better and better. Sanded handles because they're covered in paint, tips from cheap kettlebells. Kettlebells with paint on them suck. They're slippery. Kettlebells with burrs or holes, bumps in them, those gotta get. You don't want the smoothest handle. You don't want a rough handle. Chalk is good. Chalk is bad. I've done videos on how it can be beneficial or how it can hurt you, hurt your skin, not you, your hands. Let's see. Hey man, been falling from it. Did strength training in high school and ruined my back and hips. Your kettlebell videos literally saved my whole body. Literally. Oh, awesome, dude. Ethan. Thank you, man. I'm glad. I had learned to exercise. I learned to lift weights in a 1990s in a pretty dirty high school gym locker room, and the coaching was not weightlifting coaching. It was more faster. I had a lot of injuries. Um, so anyway, yeah, kettlebells why I'm mobile now and don't have injuries. I started doing kettlebell thrusters with kettlebell squat pusher, and I really love it. It destroys me. What do you think? It's not more popular? Squat presses, kettlebells? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's great. Absolutely. Get into kettlebell long cycle, clean and jerk. You like it. Mobility before, after workout. Thanks for your answer. Assessment before, possibly mobility afterwards or on a day off. You don't want to have a bunch more range of motion before you attempt some heavy stuff and be in a place you've never been before. Can one teach oneself kettlebell safely and begin bodyweight training? Some homemade dumbbells with pipes and weight bag. If you know your body very well, you can teach yourself kettlebells, but you're also in a great spot. This place, we're one of the biggest, I think, real non-biased kettlebell training places on the internet. So watch our stuff, and I think it can help you. Maybe you can even train in person or virtually. Do you train or accept beginners at a gym or for seasoned kettlebellers? Absolutely not. I'd much rather train beginners than people that I have to untrain. Talk with someone about this today. Shoot me a message. We can see what we can do. I'm going to have to go in a minute. Our coaches still are dangerous children, so everybody high strength, low reps. Yeah, exactly. One more rep is fucking everybody up. Kids, they don't know. And anyway, love your channel. Thanks for all the good you pump out, and your commission for determining kettlebell weekly training volume. Whatever you can do to increase without increase your to your goals without getting hurt safely. Anyway, so sorry I can't do much more, but I only had 20 minutes and we're at 19, so I'm gonna have to go. If you guys don't mind, buy some shirts or something, or buy some programs, or check out our website. We got all sorts of stuff. I have some pre-made programs for strength, for MMA, for skateboarding, even skateboarding. Oh, boom. You gotta do some stuff with some calculated risks to have fun. Kettlebells are a real good calculated risk. It's good for your nervous system. But to overdo it and you end up crashing all the time, that's when people start to get messed up. Any advice for gaining strength if you only have kettlebells at home? That's what I just did. I just made that program. So you might only have a 50-pound kettlebell, but yes, you can still get strong with that. We can do sets, we can do rest pause things. Thank you. Best kettlebells for beginners. It's not really the best kettlebells. It just get some kettlebells. It's form that matters first. Because like I said before, you can buy the best car there is, but if you can't drive it, what the fuck's the point? Training daily versus training 2-3 times a week. Sometimes I train 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off. Sometimes I train 4 days straight in a row and 3 days off. Whatever you feel like you can recover from. That's all that matters, because like I said, my diet might work great for me. It might not work for you at all. But components of that diet might work great for you. Keep asking questions, please. Send me some questions on Instagram. Go to Swing This Kettlebell on Instagram. I'd love to have. We have so many people on this channel. A decent amount of people on Instagram. But I'm there and I can answer questions a little easier there as well. I don't get a chance often to do these quick little, whatever the heck they're called, impromptu things. All right, I'm getting tired. Your grip advice helped me so much in the workouts. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm glad. All right, take care of your hands. Also, go to thekettlebelllocker.com. I have curated so many good discount codes and information and programs and good trainers and gyms and anything else you might need. I'm going to help get it there. Love your content. This is the last one. Love your content, man. I've been swinging a 16-kilogram kettlebell for about a bit now. I use your videos a lot to inform my form. Boom. Good. Okay, now let's get you cleaning and pressing that thing. Turkish get up in 2. All right. I'm signing off. Let me see. Yeah. Don't have anything else that I can show you. So don't worry about doing Turkish get-ups right away. Maybe hold it. You can also do a Turkish get-up in your rack position. Keep it here, and then do the get-up. Keep that bell. You don't have to. The Turkish get-up doesn't have to be over your head. Whatever. Anyway, talk to you guys soon. Swing this out. Maybe.